What's up? What's up? Boy Carcino here. Want to give a shout out to all the people that subscribe to my page. All the subscribers, every single last one of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Michelle's daughter is the first one to show up, and John Rod and Marcus. But at least I know all of you. Aaron Allen, I see you there. God bless all of you. Don't forget to hit the like button coming through the door. Hope you guys have a great holiday that's coming up. Thank you. Salute to you, sir. Don't forget to hit that like button as we get into it. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm viewing the special, not Kevin Hart's life. Everybody seems to be harping in and blaming Kevin Hart on his new special called Zero F's Given, based on how they feel about Kevin Hart. That's a lot of what I got. A lot of people base their opinions based on how they personally feel about Kevin Hart. That was the impression. That was the tone that was given. All of it. Now, Kevin Hart has been criticized I'm sorry. Something's going wrong here. There it is. Kevin Hart has been criticized his entire career for not being funny. Then he went from not funny to drop dead hilarious. And everybody loved Kevin Hart, right? Then everyone decided once he got successful, they don't like Kevin Hart anymore. So no matter what Kevin Hart does, Kevin Hart is going to be villainized. I can't tell you why. Because I remember everybody going nuts when he did, I believe, Seriously Funny or Laugh at My Pain. When he did those two comedy specials, everybody was over the hill about Kevin Hart. People were telling me, man, you see that Kevin Hart? And these are people that go to comedy shows every day. It was quotes and memes and tweets. Now, Kevin Hart has become the person they just don't like. So they take that energy into his new comedy special. But I'm here to review just the special, not the person or the way somebody feels. Everybody was asking me, yo, what's up with that Kevin Hart? You ain't said nothing about Kevin Hart. I have to watch it first. I'm not going off the internet or Twitter. or whatever you want to call it, I have to actually watch it. So I went and watched it. And to me, the comedy jumps off the screen right away. I thought it was I thought it was funny in a lot of areas. But some of the jokes he did tell before, I don't think it was a set that should have went as long as it did. It should not have been an hour-long special. He didn't have an hour-long worth of material. He started telling jokes that I've heard him tell before. And these were jokes he was trying out. And I'm like, oh man, he's doing that bit. But I've seen it, but the majority of the world hasn't seen it. I love when somebody said you're not keeping it real. And I'm like, whoever this person is definitely don't know me. I'm somebody who has zero F's given. They definitely went on the Patreon this month. Because if you just saw that, then you wouldn't feel the way you're feeling. Now, Kevin Hart, to me, did not have enough material to go and stretch out for an hour. 30 minutes tops. If he'd have did 30 minutes of this and condensed it down to 30, this would have been probably an epic performance. Or at least on a level of where Kevin is. You know, Kevin's evolved. His comedy has changed. This is about the surroundings he's in now. You might not think he's funny anymore, but the people that says is he's not funny are normally the people that's bitter about the position they're in. And Kevin has to no, I mean he was being real. Listen, Dave Chappelle did the same damn thing. Dave Chappelle made a whole comedy called Sticks and Stones, basically apologizing as he was going for it. So why were you not mad when Dave did it? You ain't had nobody had a complaint when Dave was just saying what he was saying. Like, yeah, he right. Because that's the way I felt. Well, if Kevin is not funny to you, then you don't have to watch Kevin. That's the beauty of it. But I'm guaranteed you watched it. A lot of some of the stuff he said was funny and it was true. And I laughed my butt off. I wasn't saying it was the best I've ever heard. You said you better be funny when you come with jokes for a black audience. Kevin Hart is international. He has jokes for the world. He wasn't in the Doom Shack at the Comedy Shack in Harlem somewhere, where it's just normally all black people. But to me, what didn't you like? What bit didn't you like about the performance? Because one, I've never seen a person critique more about people that don't tell jokes for a living. Kevin Hart is critiqued hard by people who don't like follow comedy. They don't even follow it. These people just jumping on board. Yeah, I saw that movie. It was kind of stupid. So yeah, I think his stand-up was probably stupid too. He ain't funny. They don't even watch. They didn't even watch the special. They didn't even hear what he said. Half of you in here hadn't even seen it yet, and in here talking about, yeah, I agree. If it sucked, he ain't funny. I'm like, did you see it? What didn't you like about it? Oh, I ain't watched it yet, but his other stuff sucked, so I'm guaranteed this sucked too. Exactly. Mike Epps had a lot of bombing performances, especially here. He did New Year's 2 years in a row, and he came back and did the same jokes he did the New Year's before. They had him pent up against the wall. Yeah, black people don't like people stealing their money. Look, man, look, I'm going through some problems, man. But what he did, as a comedian, he came back and he had better performances. I thought it was okay. I thought it was cool. I'm like, I've seen comedy shows. Not all Dave Chappelle performances on the first one he did on Netflix. I was huff. Nobody gonna talk about it, but that wasn't up to par. If you want to talk, that first Netflix special with Dave Chappelle, that wasn't good. Nobody gonna talk about that though, because they love Dave Chappelle. But play this comedy special and play it up against Dave's last special, the first special he did on Netflix. That's your opinion. Exactly. You love Dave, hate Kevin. That's just all you know. But I'm here to be real. I like both guys. I like their work. I like Kevin Hart's work. Kevin is funny to me. He got his moments. He's funny. Dave Chappelle is hilarious. Do I think Dave is a better comedian than Kevin? Yes, I think he is. Now, about this show and the sets, what didn't you like about the set? Deplorable Joker. Have you been to my Patreon, Carsino for Life Patreon? You would not be saying those words. Just this week. No, you wouldn't be saying those words, especially to me. Don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, no, it isn't, Nathan. Anybody on here who's on my Patreon will tell you, nah, Kevin Hart wouldn't pay him. Wouldn't pay him 1 cent. If he paid him after what I can see Kevin Hart right now. Hey, Carsino for Life. I love the video you did talking about my special. Thank you, brother, for keeping it real. We need more positive brothers like you. I want to put you on the salary and the payroll. Don't say nothing. I got you. I'm going to start you off with a draw, weekly draw. What is this on Patreon? Is that you? You saying? Oh, my God. You said that about me? Now, Mike Epps had to work on getting his thing correct, but Mike Epps have had a lot of bad outings. This is not a shout on Mike Epps. I want to know from you, the people, what don't you like about Kevin Hart's new special? There might be a lot of comedians better than Kevin, but there's also Kevin being better than a lot of other comedians. So I'm going to tell you right now, what didn't you like about Kevin Hart's special? What didn't you like about it, Chauncey? This stand up was better than Kevin's last stand up. Irresponsible wasn't as, I don't think it was up to par with, this one was better than Irresponsible to me. In my opinion, I did not like Irresponsible at all. I thought he didn't have enough material for Irresponsible. I thought the only thing he had going on was the scandal, and he used that and didn't have enough jokes to go past just that. This was better than that. Too much profanity from Kevin Hart. Have you ever seen Kevin Hart before? Kevin has not lost his ability to do anything. He said, I worked for Kevin and he promised me a tip at the end of the night and bounced with his crew and his wife. F him. Well, I don't know, Chauncey, what you did or what happened, but that has nothing to do with the special. You might not. I want to know from people who actually watched the special. What did you think of it? Thank you, Nutrition is Life. I like this one much better than the last one. You bartended his Super Bowl party. Well, sometimes it's not their party, even when their name is on it. Somebody, who's throwing the party or hosted it, had paid them to be there for an appearance. So I don't know if he actually was behind the promotion of it, but normally the actual artist or entertainer don't handle that part of the business. He said he personally told me he would take care of me. Well, he probably was drinking that night and probably forgot. You mad about a tip you didn't get from Kevin Hart? Oh my goodness. Hit the like button, good people. This is getting weirder than I thought. I'm still trying to find out why people are why are you guys saying that this wasn't funny? What about the special? I still have not read one thing about this new special that you didn't like. The only thing that was like, he was talking about his sex life. That was funny to me, but I've already heard that before when he was in small comedy clubs, like basically hitting the stage and working out this material in bits. So I've actually heard that before. But it was actually funny when he was talking about how he can't do anything anymore, balls and got long and all that. I saw him do this three years ago. I think it was about 3 years ago, at least 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's how you feel. And this is how the media works. And this is how the people this is how they become successful in life. They tear down the other people who are at the position they want. And they think that's going to propel them to the top. If they tear down the other person, which it doesn't. All it does is while you're tearing that person down, you're not going to excel and go where they are. You're going to bring them down to where you are. And that's what you want to happen to Kevin. You want him to start losing his audience, losing his people. So he said, you know what? Screw all of you. I'll just start making my jokes for other people since you don't appreciate it. And then you're going to say he sold out. And it's going to be, nah, he didn't sell out. Y'all pushed him away. And that's what's going to end up happening. When somebody who loved their people and was actually giving them great jokes and comedies and specials and opening the doors for all these comedians, you're going to make them not want to do it. And you're going to push them away the same way y'all, no, it wasn't y'all that pushed Michael Jordan away. Jordan came back. The media pushed Jordan away and all the actual game. Y'all going to eventually push Kevin to leave. We didn't push Cat Williams away. Cat Williams is a great comedian, but not all of his specials have been funny at all. Some of them have been just an hour-long cuss show and him laughing and being drunk. There was no jokes told. I mean, I seen Kevin Hart for New Year's. He did like 3 shows. He did all that in the New Year's night show. Michelle's daughter, on here, you have to hit my Cash App. My Cash App is Carcino. He can go right off the top of his dome. I could just go off the top of my dome, but I probably couldn't stand out in front of 200 people, 300 people. And this is my job to do, is tell jokes. I can do that for a living. I know that that's a hard thing to do. And to get an audience to believe that you was funny that time, that is a moment for a comedian that's probably like finding money in the streets. That I could just stand up there. No, you got to have, if Kevin Hart got writers, Kevin Hart got friends, right? You got a friend of comedians. And what they do is it's called like a rapper would do. Everybody's in there catching lines. Somebody might say the joke funnier or reword it better. And he might be like, oh, that's dope. I'm gonna use that for the story I got, and I can tie that joke in with it. Anything to make the performance, you're there for the final performance. I'm not there for, what was happening behind the scenes. And he said, instead of a cat, use a bat. I'm like, Kevin, talk about his life. Like this stuff that happens in his life. Now, y'all love DL Hughley, and DL Hughley made a whole career stealing from people. Now, that's a different. DL was stealing. I know people ready to take his head off for it. Comedians was hot. He up there on Comic View. All DL was good at, really, and his comedy was snapping on people. That's what got him on the host of Comedy Central. Then at night, He'll come out and close the show. He would just snap on the audience. DL didn't know how to cross over because DL only could do black jokes. That's it. If you're a comedian that come out and do this, and you just laughing all the time at your own jokes, I'd be like, can you tell the joke first? We all want to laugh with you. What's so funny? He come out laughing. Now, black guys do this. White guys do this. You know, if a black guy do this, white guy gonna say, oh, no. Black guy gonna do this, white guy gonna do that. Those comedians will only work in a black audience. They're not gonna exceed. Other comedians can see it. Most black folks who's drunk and they out there with their girl, they just gonna go, he's right though. Because that's all they see. They gonna agree with the joke and it's gonna get you pats on the back. And that's that. That was a reason he was on the Kings of Comedy and put in that position. If D.L. Hughley was to go against Cat Williams would dice him up like that. Cat Williams is smarter. D.L. is smart, and Cat is smart. I got the voice machine when I called them. They never returned my call back. But I'm watching what they doing on my page. They got the message. Because since that video, y'all ain't been seeing nothing. When Kevin Hart did his special and he started talking about COVID, I was on the floor. When he started talking about COVID, I was cracking up laughing. Said is good, but Said is an entertainer. He does singing. He does all these different type of things that he could do. Said is comedy. He's funny. Rashawn, I'm not saying because I like the joke that everybody else is going to like it. We all know that. That's what comedy is all about. Not everybody's going to like every joke. Eddie Murphy Raw, everybody talk about how they loved Eddie Murphy Raw, but there's a lot of people that didn't like Eddie Murphy Raw. Like the last bit with his father when he just wanted to throw some things in there and he was talking about eating racetracks and all that stuff was like, he could have threw that out. But when people watched it in the 80s, they loved it. Kevin Hart is rich. He's going to be telling jokes that are more universal. If you want to hear Kevin Hart talk about old jokes and old hood jokes, he's done that. He can't talk about being on the porch in Philly no more. What you want to talk about? Him wearing Jordans, walking through the snow? But again, he's being critiqued by a bunch of people, and it's bothering Kevin Hart. He's responding to somebody named Tariq on Twitter who said it wasn't funny because they all want to spread the message that Kevin Hart isn't funny. Yeah, he responded to Tariq Nasheed. Now, who that do more for? Kevin Hart or Tariq Nasheed? That just shows you Kevin is upset about it because what they're doing is blatant sabotage of Kevin Hart. They weren't judging it based off Kevin Hart. They're going with what everybody else is saying. And if they didn't like it, why do they feel a need to try to go public and try to rip it apart? Like it was that bad. I watched it and said, this is not, why does everybody think this is so bad? It's not. No, he didn't watch a Tariq video. He responded to Tariq's tweet. It's hard to do an hour. It's hard to do a 5-minute comedy special. Can you imagine doing an hour? You sitting back trying to do a whole hour stick. That's crazy. Oh, the Cino hates Braun on Netflix special? How would that go? How would a Cino comedy special go? I have no idea. But if you want, I'll give you one right here, right off the top of my dome. I will give you a comedy special right now. He said, "Oh Lord." He's like, "You got talent, yo. That's a really good idea." No. Y'all hit the Cash App up for that one. Y'all hit that Cash App up, and I see that Cash App blowing up. Then you'll get a comedy special. I'm like, Kevin Hart, you got to pay me. Carcino, the name on that Cash App, baby. I'm tucked in shirt guy today. Well, a lot of things that comedy is basically life. That's it. In every situation, you can find comedy. Comedians are the most sadistic people on earth. They find comedy at the funeral. They'll be at the repast and they will find comedy. I mean, that's what I'm saying. What the normal average people wouldn't laugh at, they laugh at. And other comedians, they get it. They like, that's hilarious. Right. Funerals is like everybody is crazy at funerals. I could sit here and do a whole comedy special based off a funeral. Oh, my comedy career will start and end in one special. I'll be good evening, folks. First off, Zion Wade. There ain't no Zion. Your mama named you Zion, I'ma call you Zion. That's it. Thank you. That's all from Carcino. Give it up for Cino. I mean, they cut my mic off. Hello? 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 My mic will be cut off. It will start and end right there. Now I want to talk about Hitler. Let's talk about that. And hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Hey, thanks. Mic cut. I'm not getting any type of response. I'm not gonna get any stage time. If I could go 1 minute on stage, that's it. She's like tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. He needs new writers. Let me explain what's funny. Oh yeah, I would definitely get them. I'll be right. I'll tell you, my stand-up will. I'm personally aiming to offend every single group that's out there. I'm gonna be like, men are superior to women. Yep, get over it. God intended it to be that way. Why you mad at me? Eve tried to explain why she ate the apple. God's like, talk to the hand. I'm talking to him. What did I tell you? I gave you instructions. I'm God. Don't talk to me. You, I gave instructions to. Why did this broad eat the apple? Now, I've told you, I'm coming all the way in. My comedy special is going brutal all day long. It's gonna be. It takes two women to equal one man. That's right. 2 women to equal 1 man. And I will explain to you why that is. You take a man and you put him on an island with 1 woman, and she gets pregnant. There it is. You know who the father is. If you got 2 women and 1 man on the island, they both get pregnant, they know who the father is. But if you have 2 men and 1 woman there, she gets pregnant, you don't know who the father is. So it takes 2 women to equal 1 man. Thank you very much. I'll be, yeah, yeah. And support Me Too and Time's Up. They cut my mic right off. Hello, hello, hello. But you can say the N-word all day long. Oh, it would take epic amount of cash apps for me to get that. My cash app better be blowing up. That Carcino cash app better blow up. Once that start blowing up, you'll get an epic comedy special that you'll probably be like, was these jokes? I'll open up. Was Hitler misunderstood? Hello, hello, hello. Microphone cut. The cord has been cut. The cord has been cut. There is no more. Yep, the microphone remote will be cut. My instincts is to offend. That is comedy. Comedy is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you laugh at situations you know you shouldn't even be talking about. I told you, I could do a whole stand-up off the funerals. I could do a stand-up comedy off funerals. So I know how comedians' minds think. They're sadistic. You ever see people at a funeral trying to outdress each other at a funeral? That's how crazy it is. People will go to a funeral to outdress somebody else on the other side. Like, yeah, she ain't wearing that black like me. See, I got the hat and the tote to go with it and the shoes. See, she ain't get the set. Oh, look at her trying to put the fake black veil on. Look at that. Hating at a funeral. They hate at a funeral. Then you got that one relative who ain't been out of the house since 1973 and he wore this suit he bought in 1970. And it's like made out of material that don't even exist no more. And he had the suit, dust flying everywhere. And he's like, man, look. Uncle brother is here. Hey. Uncle brother, they don't even have that material in life no more. That made that suit. That's what I'm telling you. Oh, you know that's how it is. When you go to a funeral, you see all your relatives you haven't seen probably in your life. And the funeral is just another family reunion. And then you find, and down south, there's like baby sister, uncle brother, brother sister, No, that's brother sister. Now I didn't say uncle brother. I said that's brother sister. That's that, and that's down south for you. Then you have big auntie, you have regular auntie, then you got baby sister, then you got uncle brother Grant, then you got cousin John, cousin John. Then you got stink stink. Then you got right, auntie sister, and you got mother sister, and you got to know them all. I've never known my uncle's real names until I looked at an obituary or something. I'd be like, his name was Daniel. I never knew that. You find out about your outside siblings at the funeral. I know. When you go to the funeral and then you see somebody who's your ex-girlfriend and find out she's your cousin Donna. That's your cousin Donna. You're like, Donna, what you doing here? That's my cousin over there. Oh, Donna, my cousin. Oh, this stuff you did, Donna. Oh, God. Had a funeral, baby. No, that did not happen to me. I refuse to let that happen to me. No. Oh, now it's time for the revival, the dinner after the funeral, the reprise or whatever they call it. The reprise where everybody go and they celebrate the life and start drinking, and that's when things get even more crazy. Repass. There you go. Repass. Repass ain't nothing but a doggone party where people get drunk and start talking about who was cheap, who wasn't cheap, who did what, and who didn't take care of the person that died. Yeah, they ain't putting me in charge. I bet they getting the money. Bet you, did she have any retirement plans? What's gonna happen to the house? What's this gonna happen? Man, you don't deserve nothing. What you mean I don't deserve nothing? You ain't take care of her now. That's why she gone. You ain't want to say it, but that's why she gone. Then the one chick that shows up crying that shouldn't be there. What's she doing here? She ain't even come back. She never even called a text. And here she goes showing up at the repass. Don't give her a plate. And be like, that's his wife. That's his wife. Why wouldn't she be here? They ain't married no more. He gone. Then you got that relative that comes by. Then you got the relative that come by. You got the relative that come by that's just okay with all of it, and he hitting on his own damn family. He don't even. Hey, yeah, death is a part of life. The tree grows, and you grown, girl. Yeah. How old are you? Mm, mm, mm. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. I'm like, that's your doggone niece, you idiot. retards. The funerals. Funerals, baby. I told you I could do a 30-minute, 40-minute stand-up just off funerals alone. So imagine what a comedian would do. I'm not even a comedian. And I guarantee you, most of y'all was laughing at everything I just said. So imagine what a comedian would do. I don't need writers. I'm crazy all by myself. It's a hit or miss. Oh no, that ain't no hit or miss. That's out the park because everybody could relate to that. It's not a good subject to talk about, but a lot of it's true. About 99.9% of it is true. No, I'm wearing this because I have to go somewhere and where we have to negotiate for money. So I have to look like I just, dude, I'm barely putting. This is a negotiation for price to purchase something. So I got to go in there with my, this is all I have. This is all I got. Please. They're gonna be, didn't you pull up in a Mercedes? It's the last thing I got. Try to hold on to my old life. So I gotta go in there and negotiate. Kevin Hart always talks about his family. I found the special to be funny. It was funny. Overall, it was funny to me. It was some scenes that was hilarious. He was talking about his family. When he talked about COVID, I laughed. Because I felt that. When he was like, yeah, the doctor told me, he's like, my wife got it. She can't smell nothing. Her senses is gone. They tell me, go drink some tea. He was like, tea? I want a ventilator. Ain't that what comes with the package? I want the ventilator. What's going on around here? I felt that. You told me to go drink some tea. Everybody else got a ventilator. I want a ventilator. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was a lot of jokes that worked. I'm like, what is people talking about? Then I realized the majority of the people hadn't even seen the damn special. They just going off on what the internet is saying. And that's why Kevin is so mad. And he's coming out doing what he's doing, because this dude worked hard to get things together. It's not like he could go places. Things are shut down. So when things are shut down, you can't really go to places. There's not going to be a lot of room for material. But see, Kevin has always been this way, Casey, and they loved him. When Kevin was coming up, when he did Laugh at My Pain and Seriously Funny, they loved Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart couldn't do no wrong. How many times did you see, I wasn't ready, I wasn't ready? How many times did you see that meme? Everybody was loved Kevin Hart to death. He was funny. Now all of a sudden he ain't funny no more. They did the same thing to Eddie Murphy. Y'all did the same thing to Eddie Murphy. Y'all ran Eddie Murphy away. Eddie was making movies with all black cast. Do you know the movie Boomerang is the first and only movie of its kind that showed black people all prominent in positions of working, advertisement, no stereotypical roles. They didn't have the roles just to be the black guy. Everybody in the movie, the extras, everybody walking around was black. Blacks. All in business. That had never been done before in the history of mankind. They show blacks in prominent business because this actually happens in reality. That's just not shown and showcased to you in film and television at the time. Boomerang was the first movie to do that. Coming to America, just when Eddie makes movies, black people got paid. You know what I'm saying? Black people got paid. So when he was doing Harlem Nights, putting all the old black comedians all together, that was like all of them gone right now. So that movie is so legendary to have that much talent in one film to get all of them while they were still alive, and harnessing all of that energy with the young and up and coming comedians. Robin Harris was in that film, and all of these people in there together. It made for a very epic moment. And what did y'all do? Eddie started making other movies, and Eddie ain't funny no more. Yeah, Eddie too white now. He been hanging in Hollywood. Eddie ain't funny no more. And y'all made Ed don't even want to do nothing for y'all no more. Can you imagine that? You doing all you can for blacks, and you doing all this stuff for people, and then they turn around and start dumping on, oh, you ain't funny no more. Just because you doing stuff, you in Hollywood. He was like, man, the movie was great. Man, some bull, man. You ain't funny no more. Yeah, Martin Lawrence, that's the dude. Martin. Then y'all got mad at Martin. Man, Martin ain't even funny, really. Telling the same joke. Chris Tucker, man. Tucker, way funny. Can you read the word that's coming out of my mouth? Yeah, that's my man Tucker. Man, forget Martin Lawrence. We got Chris Tucker. Smokey. Next thing you know, I don't know what happened to Chris Tucker. Man, he ain't funny no more. Man, Cat Williams, he the truth, baby. Cat Williams, that's the truth. Why can't everybody be great? Why can't everybody just be great, man? I mean, but you drove these people away. You drive them away, and you drive them away from not wanting to do anything for you. They don't want to make movies for you no more. I know I wouldn't want to do nothing if everybody just every day, man, you sold out. You sold out. I'll be like, then get out of here then. I don't want to do nothing for you. Screw you then. What am I do something for him for? A comedian that never had a bad comedy special. I've never seen him. To me, a comedian should only do 30-minute sets. An hour is just too long. Only certain comedians could stand there and just destroy it for like an hour. That takes talent, beyond talent. Chris Rock has some of the best. He has some of the best. But his Netflix special, that was Huff. And when I was doing that breakdown, I skipped over Chris Rock. I don't know how I did that, but anyway, Chris Rock, his stand-up, his first foe was incredible. Then something happened. No, I'm meaning people who, I'm not talking about just people who funny. I'm talking about people that was able to cross over. From there to crossover. That's where the thing was. Cat Williams had crossed over, and whether you guys knew it or not, that crossed him over to the other side. They just kicked him back. He didn't stay over there. They were like, he can't handle nothing. You got to go back. They kicked him back in the water. But Cat had crossed over. Oh, believe me. But he was just a little bit too niggerish for them. They had to get him back. Yeah. Dave Chappelle. Dave was next. Dave was on this list. His success came after the Cat Williams thing. So I just stopped it at Cat. But no, this kept going on. Then Dave Chappelle, who was funny because the thing is, Dave had an HBO special that people watched and didn't think it was funny at all. They watched it like, I don't get him. Some people got his jokes because his jokes are very long, drawn out. And he'll go back. It's like story mode. It's like you got to visualize it as he's telling it. He's telling stories, and that's why he's better at sketch comedy than he is at stand-up. I've always said that. I was when he first did his stand-up, and I say, man, he would be good doing sketch comedy. Like if he did it in living color, and this is way before the Chappelle Show started. This is when he had his comedy special on HBO. When he said that, and I was sitting in the alley. And I said, roll down my window. And I'm like, baby, can I get some weed? Can I get some directions? When he was telling that story, I said, that would be a funny comedy sketch if he could, because I'm visualizing it as he's telling the story. And when he's telling this story, I'm like, man, if he did a sketch, that would be probably even better. It would jump off. A lot of people confused with this story because it was going on too long. Then by the time Dave landed the punchline, he done went through a series of jokes within the story. So his storytelling and his delivery was kind of unique, that he's a comedian's comedian. He's like what Common is to rappers. Like a lot of the audience, the people, the fans ain't going to put them at the top of their list. But he's like other comedians' favorite guy to go see. Like, oh man, like other rappers love Common. He wasn't gonna be as successful as all of them, but he was their rapper. Like, man, I love listening to this dude rap. And I mean like real rappers, not like today's rappers. Like he's the guy Jay-Z would go buy his CD to listen to. Eddie Griffin, man, Eddie was another one. He don't prepare jokes. He just talk. He's a comedian. He's not a jokester. He's a real comedian. He can grab a mic and rip it the whole stage down. But he's one person that ain't gonna be able to cross all the way over because he's too nearish for Hollywood. And they're gonna go, we gotta kick him back. He ain't ready. He ain't ready to cross over to both sides. Can't get up there. And that's somebody who gives 0 F's. Eddie get up there. That's right, God damn it. I got about 14 kids from 18 baby mamas. Don't ask me to explain shit, because I won't. That's just what I got. Eddie is incredible. Malcolm and Eddie hated each other. Malcolm and Eddie hated each other. Could not stand one another. And that's what the show, it just couldn't go on no more. Malcolm did not grow up in that type of environment. He didn't grow up in poverty. He didn't grow up he grew up educated. He grew up under Bill Cosby's structure. Like, he was chosen because of that, to play Theo. Ari Spears, I just remember somebody beating him in the head or something, and he was covering up, and somebody was dip. I'm like, is this what goes on this show? It's 5150 for real up there. I don't even know what was going on. I just remember seeing something on like Twitter or Facebook, and somebody was just keying off like. My man was covering up like, here comes the pain. I'm like, what had happened? Like, what was going on? Like, that is good. When you can that's a great comedian. Whenever you make somebody mad enough to want to punch you, you've done a great job. Big Ken said I just did a horrible Eddie Griffin. Well, I'll tell you this. I don't give a F. Eddie Griffin liked it, motherfucker. Go tell him. That's right, because I did it in front of him. You dirty son of a... I did it in front of him. He liked it. He'll tear a stage up. I seen Eddie do it. Eddie had smoked about 20 cigarettes, didn't really prep nothing, walked on stage and destroyed it. Monique versus Adele Givens, that's a tough one, but I'm going to go with Adele Givens. Chicago all day, baby. We know Adele Givens. Her sister and my mother were really close, or one of them like that. But her family, the Givens family, and our family, like, knew each other. So some more is better than all of them. But Adele Givens cracked me up. What I can't stand is the fake bitch. See, I got some big ass lips. And what I can't stand is a fake bitch talking about she don't know why her man ain't on. I'm like, heifer. That Adele Givens, baby. Tiffany Haddish is not what people. She's better on screen than she is on stand-up. No, she's not a strong stand-up comedian. She has decent jokes, but she's somebody who blew up off of an appearance in a movie rather than a stand-up. So Tiffany Haddish is everybody's ghetto cousin. You mean Jess the Mess? Who changed her name to Just Hilarious? See, Jess the Mess, she had to rebrand herself because she probably was attached to a bunch of different partners. So when she was Just the Mess, she had to cut those people off. And all the stuff she was doing on social media and YouTube and all that stuff, she probably had other partners and stuff attached to that name. So now when she's Just a Mess and she cuts that off, now she's revamped herself. And now here she is as Just a Comedian or whatever, Just Hilarious. And now she's rebranded. She's got new managers and partners, and I'm wishing the best for her. Tony Sco from Chicago. I just remember the name. I have to go back and see him. Exactly. I have to go back and see him. But since this video is a movie length, we're going to have to cut this because I got to get ready to get out of here. It's almost, I'm supposed to be there at 2 o'clock. What time is it? Damn it, where's my watch? Damn. I've been wearing the Citizens a lot. You know how you get something new, you wear it, your other watches is like, again, the Citizen, we ain't going out. You forgot about him, so now I'm turning into him. You ain't want him in about 6 months. Don't tell him nothing. I don't care. I'm good. You don't say nothing about me. I'm good. I'm in my box. Cool. My other watches, they like, forget that. You just got you a new toy and rolling with it. Tony Sco from Chicago. I just remember hearing that over and over. I just can't remember where and what happened. All right, JT, at least you being honest. It wasn't that funny. Okay, you could say that. Some of the jokes, it wasn't funny to me because some of the jokes in the material I've heard before. When I'm going to hate on LeBron again, probably on the Patreon. That's coming up. That train ain't never late. No matter how much sabotage they do to the channel, that train always on time. Always.